let's go to Blue Apple Books in Madison, Alabama. I mean, look at this copy of Beach Read by Emily Henry. I'm crying. This is a brand new series we're starting called Bookstores Worth Bookmarking. Blue Apple Books does have a very, very special place in my heart because it is a local bookstore in my hometown. My mom actually took me to the bookstore with my sister, so a little family bonding time, but that's not the reason why this place is so near and dear to my heart. So the owner of this bookstore, Robin Dama, she is actually a local high school teacher. I had a lot of friends that had her for English back in the day. I'm not going to tell you when that was because I will reveal my age. Since then, Robin has retired from teaching and has opened up her dream, which is Blue Apple Books. It's all even right there in the name. The image of a blue apple is metaphorical, and it's meant to symbolize the moments in our lives when we embark on something without fully knowing what the experience will hold. And often, those are the moments that change our lives. Which this is truly what this bookstore is doing for Robin. And it's just such great proof that there's never a time limit on achieving your dreams and following your passions and bringing something to life. Anyway, I can get off my motivational soapbox and we can actually talk about some of the details in this store that I absolutely love. As you can probably tell from the books that myself, my mom, and my sister are all picking up, we are some fantasy girlies in this household. So I guess you can say it runs in our genes, but I really love that they have an entire table here dedicated to the fantasy girlies. I'm here for it. And my sister even pulled up this copy of Empire the Vampire that she really loves. It's the illustrated copy. This is her trying to convince me that I need to read this next. With how much I was obsessed with Twilight back in the day, I'm kind of surprised that this hasn't been on my radar yet. But let me know in the comments below if I should read it or not. My mom found this absolutely gorgeous box set of Jane Austen's classics, and you can honestly see the difference in taste of my mom and my sister, which then I got immediately distracted because I found the love of my life. Don't have glass. If you know, you know. And if you don't know, you will soon, I promise. I don't know if anyone else does this when I go into a bookstore, but I immediately go and find all of my favorite books or books that I've read and really enjoyed. And it's like a little mental validation checklist where I'm like, yes, read that one, got that one, got that one. And then it's immediately followed by me listing out and finding all the books that I want to read, all those books on my TBR, and quickly thinking, wow, I can't afford to buy all these books right now. Let me narrow it down to my top 5, 3, 2, however much I'm feeling like spending that day. Okay, we've now reached one of my favorite parts of the store, and it's this part of the store where you can tell that Robin was a high school English teacher because here's an entire section dedicated to the Great Gatsby. This takes me back to my sophomore English class and also deep into the conspiracy theory where Zelda actually wrote this book and F. Scott Fitzgerald just took credit. Is anyone else on that theory boat? Am I alone in this? Please let me know. Never forget when I picked up this book and I got halfway through and I said, no, John Green, we are not going to do that. And I closed it and I haven't picked it up since. I guess this is a spoiler alert, but how do you look for Alaska when she dies in the middle of it? Anyway, I'm not over it. In the back of the store, they have a cute little serve yourself tea station where you can pour yourself a nice hot cup of tea on the house for free. And you can also browse all their different community events they have. They have a lot of authors that come and do book signings, and they highlight a bunch of local authors here, so you can browse their books in the back of the store here too. We do need to address that in the religion and spirituality section, Taylor Swift is mentioned. I mean, as she should be. And you have to admire their Christmas tree that's up 24/7 because who doesn't love a little Christmas cheer reminder throughout the entire year? If you thought that was it to Blue Apple Books, you would be so wrong. The second half of the store is actually a different store. It's called South and Pine, also owned by Sweet Sweet Robin. South and Pine is your coziest southern home store and really hard to describe because it features so many things, so many local crafts from local artists right here in Alabama. Now, before I forget, I need to tell you about all the different events, workshops, and classes that Blue Apple Books holds because it really builds this sense of community here. Remember how I told you that South and Pine supports local artists? Well, here's a perfect example of one. Robin asks this artist sometimes to commission some work for special releases, so here is the Onyx Storm special released candle. The archives, which yes is meant to smell like our zaddy Xaden, and if candle wasn't enough, you can drown your sorrows or maybe cheers your sorrows away with these gorgeous champagne flutes. All these pieces are hand painted locally by local artist Shannon Rosenthal. And before you guys even ask, yes, everything you see in Blue Apple Books and South and Pine can be shipped. It can be shipped directly to you. So what did I walk out with? I'm so glad you asked. I got Emily Henry's Beach Read for my mom for Mother's Day and this copy of Better Than the Movies. I've been on a wait list for 42 weeks for this book, but this was a really hard decision. Now I've said this like 3 times already, but I promise this is actually my favorite little detail is that at Blue Apple, they have the option to embosser your books. So you can actually get a stamp that says that this book that you got is from the library of Blue Apple. Thank you for joining me on the first episode of this new series, and Blue Apple Books is a bookstore worth bookmarking. Please like, comment, subscribe for more of this really fun bookish content. Go support local bookstores and all the Robins out there living their dreams.